Hey, Dom here, weight loss coach. And today I'll be talking about how to calculate your metabolic rate to lose weight. So this is going to be part two of the part one video where we kind of went over some of the components that we need in order to calculate our metabolic rate. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone. This formula is going to be different for men, for women, and some of my other videos we touch on why that is. Age, gender, and height, those are all important factors when we're going to determine our metabolic rate. And also in this video, we're going to go over how to calculate that, and also how to put in our activity level. So we're going to look at a chart so we know exactly what our activity level is on a weekly basis, because that's also going to play an influential part in our metabolic rate, and also thermal effect of food as well. So I'm going to pull up and share some of that slideshow that I have so we can get a little bit more in depth on that. And let's make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So how to calculate your metabolic rate to lose weight, and let's get a little bit further into detail on that. So how to calculate your metabolic rate. So in order to find your total energy expenditure, so T, so we're touching on this a little bit more in part one of this video, and find our T, so the total energy expenditure, so how many calories that is per day. Is it 2,500? Is it 3,000? Is it more? Is it less? So to find that, we're going to have to do our basal metabolic rate. And then we're also going to add our activity level. So are we sedentary, not being very active at all, or are we doing very intense type of exercise, or even moderate exercise? Will play a big factor as well. And then thermal effect of food. So just a metabolic breakdown of nutrients and the food that we eat will give off some energy. So basal metabolic rate formula. So in the example we're going to use someone who's a female. Their current weight is 204 pounds. They're 5'5" or 65 inches tall. Their age is 40 years old. His age is going to be a factor too. And their sedentary level of activity. So they're very sedentary. They're not exercising very much at all. And here are the two formulas. So basal metabolic rate formula for males and or females is going to differ a little bit. You can see how that two formulas will differ. So we're in this example for female. So we're going to use that. So it's 655, and then we're going to be plus the numbers we get between 4.35 times the weight, and then plus 4.7 times the height in inches, which is going to be 65. The weight is 204. And then we're going to minus the 4.7 when we get times the age. So you could see down here now, so we type in the 204 for weight, 65 for inches, and then age for 40. So we get those, do everything in the parentheses first, and then we'll add it up all at the end there, which will be the last BMR right there. And you'll get those numbers. And then add them all up, will be 1,660 calories. So that's just going to be to maintain bodily functions, going to be 1,660 calories. But we got to add some more components. So activity level, what's the activity level? So it'll be different between sedentary, and you can see here mild activity, moderate activity, heavy activity, and extreme activity. So it's just how vigorous, how intense, how long duration, etc. for those exercises, and it's going to be a big difference. Like, it's only going to show a couple different decimal points because everything is one. It's either 1.2 to 1.9 and everything in between. But let's use an example here to show the difference between the two. So for activity level, let's just compare sedentary and moderate activity. So sedentary, again, that's times your basal metabolic rate times 1.2. So you're going to get, in this example, 1992. And then moderate activity level times 1.5, we're going to get 2490. And that's actually a pretty significant number. And moderate is right in the middle. So that's not even that crazy intense exercise. That's not going going that hard all week long. And there's going to be a significant difference there. Look at that. Between sedentary and moderate is almost 500 calories, 498 calories. It's almost 500 calories additional per day between the two. So that is a huge, huge difference. And we'll touch on that a little bit more on how actually significant that is, just being moderately active compared to being sedentary and not doing much at all. So thermal effect of food, we got to add that as well. Again, if food's going to have a metabolic equivalent just from that metabolic process of breaking down the nutrients of our food and using that as energy. So whatever that is, it's 0.1 of your total BMR plus activity level. And in this example, for someone who's sedentary, is an additional 199 calories. So a total of 2191. So for their T. So that's what it is. We add it all up. Basal metabolic rate plus activity level plus thermal effect of food. So in this example, 2191 calories per day. So touching on also, there's another video we did for having a calorie deficit to lose weight, but we'll touch on that a little bit more if you haven't viewed that video. So 1 pound of fat. So now that we know our total energy expenditure, now we want to be getting into what do we need to do to burn a pound of fat per week. And then we'll also use an example for 2 pounds fat. So first of all, how many calories do we need to burn off to get a pound reduced? So 1 pound of fat, you want to burn 1 pound of fat, you got to burn 3,500 calories. So we're going to touch on how we do that in a week. So lose 1 pound of fat in a week, we need a calorie deficit of 500 a day. So 500 times 7 days in that week will be 3,500 calories burned or expended at the end of that week. So you have your T, 2191 in this example. So to find the deficit, minus that, minus 500 per day. So now the new number is actually 1691 per day for that individual that we use in this example to lose 1 pound per week. So let's do 2 pounds per week. 2 pounds of fat per week, you need 1,000 calories. It's going to be 7,000 calories, so 1,000 times 7, there you go, we got it. So the T is 2191, and to get 2 pounds a week, we need a 1,000 calorie deficit. That's going to be it's going to be 1191. It's going to be 1191 per day, lose 2 pounds per week. So you might say, oh, that's really high to lose, get a 1,000 calorie deficit per day. Well, and this individual is not even below 1,000 calories, so it's really not that bad. It's below 1,500, so it is definitely low calorie for sure. But it's not that ridiculous if you think about it, especially if you're having low calorie, low fat meals throughout the day. You'll get there, and you won't be starving yourself really. And if this person had a moderate activity level most days of the week, you would roughly get about 500 calorie deficit. So again, just the activity alone can do it in this calculation. That's 1 pound a week. But then you want to drop it to 2 pounds per week. So you do physical activity plus reduce another 500 calories. And 500 calories, that could be just cutting out some of the alcohol that you're drinking. If you're a big alcohol drinker every day, that's only a couple beers or a couple drinks. That could do it. That could be 500 calories. Or it might, if you're a big dessert eater at night, again, a lot of cookies, chips, snacks like that, ice cream, that will do it if you're having that consistently every night. And especially at morning, if you're having donuts and you're having larger muffins and sandwiches and stuff like that in the morning, that's probably over 500 calories there. So just tweaking your daily nutritional habits, that could do it with physical activity. You could be doing 2 pounds a week. That's how you would get it done. And people definitely are doing that, doing it safe. They're doing it without starving themselves either. That's important to understand your total energy expenditure and having a coach as well. That's going to be a big thing. So I'm going to stop that share there. So good. So I really hope you liked this video and it gave you some more understanding on how to calculate your metabolic rate to help you lose weight. So knowing your total energy expenditure, so you know where you're at, what you're burning every day, and then go for your goal. So if you want 1 pound or you want 2 pounds, either 500 calorie reduction per day or up to 1,000 if you want that 2 pounds per week, and that will really add up. And if you haven't already viewed the video on how to lose weight with a calorie deficit, that's a video that will be really helpful, so you can get a little bit more in-depth knowledge on that. So good. If you really like this video, please like it. Also share it with somebody who you think would be benefit from knowing their total energy expenditure, especially if they're trying to lose weight. And also you could subscribe and like my YouTube video channel as well, and also my Facebook business page. So it's Dominic Tarnelli, Ph.D. weight loss coach. So great. If you like it, which is awesome, and I'll see you next time.